Present in the court yet. We do have all counsel and parties present, and I do want to address an evidentiary issue that was raised prior to our break. During the testimony of the first witness, Deputy Mayor, the defense had asked for the admission of a report prepared by Deputy Mayor pursuant to Ohio Rule of Evidence 803-8. The court provisionally did not allow that to be admitted, pending taking the opportunity to do some research to further look at the legalities of the issue. And so I have provided each attorney with a copy of a case that I discovered. This most recent 12th District case that directly addresses this issue is State v. Mohn, M-O-H-N, 2009 Ohio 437. Pertinent paragraphs being 25 and 26. Paragraphs 25 and 26, and I'm going to start here at the conclusion of paragraph 25. Even if the report was admissible, and this is pursuant to 803-8, and it cites B because there's a rule A, B, and C that's cited within the rule. It says, however, this does not end our inquiry. Paragraph 26, witness statements in a public record typically constitute hearsay within hearsay, and I will omit citations. It says hearsay statements contained in a public record are not automatically admissible by virtue of their inclusion in an official record. Again, I'll omit citations. Rather, such statements may be admitted to evidence only if they fall within an additional hearsay exception. So what the court is willing to do, if the defense wishes the court to examine the document and make individual evidentiary rulings on witness statements contained within the document, the court will be more than happy to do such. Frankly, I suspect the defense probably doesn't want to do that, and if that is the case, that's fine. I'll note the defense position on the record, and the defense would be able to proffer defense exhibit E, I think we're up to.
I think it was F, actually.
Is it F?
I marked it for F.
Okay. And if you wish to proffer that for the record for potential appellate review in the future, I'll do either way. I don't really care. I'm just more concerned with preserving the record. So, Ms. Howard?
If I could address the case,
Mr. Peggin.
I'll do it up here if it's okay, so I know that I'm on. I don't mean to be in your space. But I appreciate that the court did the work and that you're taking the matter seriously. So thank you for that. I have a different view of the case. So if you start at paragraph 22, the court introduces the issue by indicating that the appellant was seeking to use the report to impeach the witness, which is different than to introduce the document substantively as substantive evidence under the hearsay rules. And then I would agree with the court that with respect to substantive evidence issues, the court did perform the analysis that you indicate, which is the hearsay upon hearsay rule. But in the last paragraph of the opinion, paragraph 28, the court holds that the appellant was permitted to use the report for cross-examination. So in other words, the court saying the report was available to impeach, but it was not, they couldn't decide a ruling on whether or not it was substantively admissible as a hearsay exception because it hadn't been proffered into the record. And so I think that this case stands for the proposition that we could use the report to impeach the deputy mayor based on the contents of the report. So I think it supports our position. And then the last point I'll make, and then I'll sit down, is that the standard of review in all rules of evidence cases is abuse of discretion, which doesn't imply that the decision in the trial court was correct on the law. It just means that the trial court in this instance did not abuse its discretion. Thank you very much.
Mr. Peggin, thank you. I appreciate the distinctions that you have raised and placed on the record. I will note those continuing. Will rule that the document itself will not be admitted and further provided to the jury as we have discussed. But again, if the defense will mark that, and we will preserve that for potential appellate review.
Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor, I just wanted to address, because I know that part of the conversation was initially they wanted the entire report in. I think the court was always willing to allow portions of that report in that were not hearsay statements under that analysis.
Correct.
So I just want to ensure that that's clear for the record, that it's not that the court was never permitting it, just wasn't permitting, was going to excise inappropriate hearsay statements from that.
Well, now I have extended even that same option to this point, but Mr. Pagan, go ahead.
Well, I have a different view of the record. I think that we were trying to impeach the witness based on the contents of the report. That was, and you tell me if you made the rule, it's not me, but that was objected to and sustained, and subsequent to that, we sought to introduce it substantively, not under 8038, and not for impeachment value, but we tried another way to get it in. And I do know, on a sidebar, I indicated that I believed it had two purposes, an impeachment purpose, and also it had substantive value and was admissible under 8038. So I would disagree with the state's characterization of a singular use and purpose of the evidence.
All right, thank you. All right, the court has issued its ruling. Ms. Howard or Mr. Pagan, whoever wishes to mark the exhibit, if you wish to proffer that, then we'll have that for potential review, potentially down the road somewhere. Okay, Judge? All right. Otherwise, everybody else ready to get started, bring the jury in, and get the video we're about to see. Everybody's ready?
Yes, Your Honor, I think just looking for the disc to get that queued up.
Well, we're supposed to want you to go and locate our juries, assuming we have everybody, go ahead and bring them on in, and we'll get started.
Okay.
Do you want me to go ahead and...
I would ask one thing, that the train be moved. It's no different than any other exhibit.
Did you want me to pull it out or wait until the jury's here?
Go ahead. You don't need to put it on the screens. If you keep it rated at 100%, if you go higher, then you start to get feedback.
Okay. On this too?
No.
Adjust it here.
Adjust it here.
there.
Don't adjust it. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is up all the way here.
Okay.
I mean, you can if it's really hard to hear, but I think because it's like a digital enhancement, and so you get weird feedback.
Yeah, the background noise.
Everybody have a seat? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Before we continue on here, any issues that need to be brought to the court's attention? Seeing and hearing none, State of Ohio ready to resume where we left off.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Sheedy, you may proceed.
And Your Honor, at this time, we are seeking to publish State's Exhibit 93 to the jury.
And that has been previously admitted.
That's correct.
All right, you may.
Thank you.
It's there.
how are you? Hey, do you need anything to eat or drink? You sure? You need to use the restroom or anything? All right. All right, hang tight for me, all right? You can scoot over to the
Yeah,
chair,
of
please. Yeah, I'll walk over. Okay. Now, we want to go over everything that happened.
Yeah, of course.
Everything you said and everything. But since you are now here at our office and everything, we have to protect everybody's rights, your response and everything. And this is something we do to everybody. Okay, I just got to get it out of the way. Somebody
Yeah,
else
this is
will have it.
kind of nerve-wracking.
Well, sure it is, sure it is. Okay.
I take that back. When I was 11, I had a guy try to abduct me and
Yeah.
introduce himself to me.
Really?
Yeah. And it happened here before.
Oh,
Okay.
when you were that young?
Yeah, I was 11.
Right.
Yeah. I put him in jail.
Good for you.
But I want to go over this with you.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used in a court of law against you. That you have the right to consult with a lawyer before and during any questioning, and to have a lawyer present with you while you're being questioned. That if you can't afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you, free before any questioning, and that you may stop talking to me or any other police officer at any time. Okay. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If I could, just, I didn't get much of a line there.
Does that mean I'm arrested or?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
No.
Oh my
You're
God.
voluntary, you're doing
I mean, you're talking to us.
Of
Yeah,
course.
right.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God.
If I could, just get you to put your name up here and your social above it, and just identify who you are. And then today's date is 3/8/2018. And the time's 11:41. Okay. So, take us back to this morning when the child, when Hannah gets your
And
house.
we walked in the door like normal.
Through the front door, back
Back door,
door.
where you guys came in
Mhm.
and sat her down.
Was he carrying her?
Carries her in, has her blanket over her, because it's cold, obviously, right now. We sat her down.
In the garage or?
Yeah, just, she's standing there, and, they kissed goodbye, whatever. He said, back to get you, and she said, okay, bye. And I looked at her, I said, are you tired this morning, or you want to stay up? She said, I want to stay up. I said, okay, so we walked in, she was in front of me. I opened the door, she was in front of me. That red chair that sits right there, my phone down, started to take off my robe. She looked at me, like, can we do couch and donut? Because they always do, they like the powdered donuts in the morning before we have breakfast. It's hit or miss if she decides to go back to bed or wants the couch sometimes she's not. So, I said, of course, and she went to take off her jacket and just fell forward. And like I said, Hannah, get up. What are you doing? I thought maybe she tripped because I was putting my robe down. I wasn't necessarily like looking at her, and she didn't get back up.
Who all was at the house when she was dropped off?
So just me. Savannah, the redhead, was still asleep. Vivian was up in the kitchen. She was standing there because she was greeting Hannah.
Right.
So is it TJ?
Timothy.
And that's,
TJ.
he's your boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so was he already up and getting ready?
He was already
to
gone.
work?
He's already in the barn.
Okay. What time did he leave?
6:15, 6:30, 6:15.
Is he usually the one that gets there and opens everything up first? or-
Him and his dad both.
Okay.
Just kind of, because his dad lives in the yellow house, the farmhouse right there.
Okay.
Yeah, and the man on the farm. TJ has like 17 acres right there, and his dad has all the other stuff. They're the ones that been on that pheasants forever hunt
Mhm.
and Labor Day. and all that.
Pheasants and-
Yeah. Yeah. She's been flourishing since she's been with us. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice place for her to be. I don't know. We do a lot of stuff to go to the zoo, I have a zoo pass. I feel like she's a little bit more behind than the other ones, like I've said before.
So she acted any different this morning than normal?
No. No, I mean, she seemed tired.
Mhm.
It was 7 a.m.
Yeah.
No. I'm in shock.
Right.
I mean, I'm in shock. All I've done my whole life is want to be a mom and take care of kids and
Sure.
teach you, teach her. I've never seen me get hurt. Do you take pictures of them often? Mm-hmm. Okay, do you have pictures of them in your phone? I'm sure I do. I haven't taken any recently because it's pretty cold. We've been outside. Yeah. So what is the password on your phone if you need to look at those pictures? Oh gosh. I don't even know. Oh, 331166. Okay. All right.
3311.
Yeah, my birthday's double. Okay. All right. So, you said that yesterday you guys were they were playing around. And tell me how they got into the garage. I live in there. Okay. Yeah. Does that door stay open or does it?
It stays closed if we're not out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the playing in the garage has just been like the last week. Because
Okay.
he moved that barn in the back, or the lean-to thing just got done, so we moved
Everything.
the big stuff, and put all the outside toys. I mean, we were outside Tuesday with the garage door open, but then it got cold again. So he's like, why don't we just make the garage a room where they can do their ride-on toys and not be inside all day.
So, you said Tuesday when it was nice out, you guys went for a walk in the driveway. Who's we? Who all was there?
Me and 4 kids.
It's always just you and the 4 kids? Like, you don't ever have any help or?
No, it's just me.
Anyone that comes in and helps you out, or does TJ come home and help out ever?
Not really. I mean, he tries here and there, and he helps when he gets home, like with our kids.
Like those guys usually.
Well, I take that back. Tuesday, he did come up. He was at the barn, and it was nice. And he came up about 4 o'clock and played up. We all played outside.
Okay.
So he was up there. I mean, he tried.
Does he ever discipline the kids?
Not really.
Has he ever?
No. I mean, if they're not listening to me, you gotta listen to your mom. But no, he's pretty busy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you ever seen him swat them or spank them or anything?
I want him to get this attention. Like, hey, listen to your mom. But
Right.
nothing, no. I'm not a spanker.
How do you discipline her?
Well, sometimes I raise my voice. I probably do that more often than I should, but I do try to tell them why I'm saying no. I have a really good mom. She's a teacher. We didn't have to be spanked. She just, I don't know, was always explained to us why the reason was no, why you couldn't do that. I don't know. I tried to say no, that we can't do that. You'll get hurt.
Right.
If you do that, or if you don't, we don't cut up because my biggest one gets mad because I would cut up her grapes. If I don't cut your grapes up, you'll choke. You can't get mad because I'm cutting your grapes up.
Right.
I don't know, I just try to, and if they're hitting each other, why hit them as a disciplinary action when you're trying to get them not to hit? I don't know. I don't know. I just try to talk to them. And sometimes if they're doing things over and over, they put their nose in the corner, or they sit in their timeout chair, the little rockers in the living room with their timeout chairs.
Right. Well,
What's his name, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've known him for a year?
Yeah, about a year.
Okay.
Almost a year.
And you've been babysitting his daughter for a year?
Yeah, so I know Kaylin's mom, the other little girl from high school. And so on a Sunday night, TJ's like, so we hired a new mechanic and I need you to watch the kid. Okay. So he started out as a mechanic at the barn and then now he's out on the cruise making more money, which is good for him. But
Yeah.
but he's gone more. So when I first started having her, it was like 7 to 5 and he was there right at 5. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Sorry, how long you've been watching this?
Oh, yeah. And so then, TJ's like, because before Kaylin didn't get there till 8, he was like, you gotta get over there earlier.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, and then, so it was supposed to be temporary, and then he was moving into the house next door because it became available. And so he was like, would you mind doing this permanently? And I said, yeah, just not on Fridays. My dad has a trucking business. I do all the paperwork for that.
Sure.
And I try to spend time with my own kids too. I mean, I babysit it so I don't have to ask him for any,
Right.
grocery money and things like that.
Who's that, your dad or?
TJ. Yeah,
TJ.
TJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys keep things pretty separate?
For the most part. I mean, yeah, I don't have any money.
Right.
So, in debt, and,
Yeah.
and he's been working since he was 18.
Right?
How long have you and TJ been together?
5 years.
5 years. How long have you guys lived in that house?
He's lived there since '06, but I moved in 2013.
So what's your relationship like with them?
Good. Good for the most part. I mean, we have kids, so, you know, we figure about them.
We don't.
Yeah, we figure out money, but for the most part, we have a really good relationship. We have a lot in common. We went to high school together. We've known each other for a really long time. Our families know each other from the trucking, construction business.
Okay.
I wish he wouldn't drink. Other than that,
Do you drink a lot?
not a lot. He's a lot better than he was 5 years ago, maybe.
Sure.
I had to wrangle him in a little bit, but
Have you ever been scared of them?
no, God, no. No. I don't like drunk. I don't like people. I don't like drunk.
How does he get when he drinks?
Negative.
Yeah. Just like real nasty.
Just, he hates his job. Just.
I do.
Yeah, not a, that's why I tell him, like, why, if it's gonna put you in a bad mood, why do it?
Yeah.
So, when I used to drink, like, obviously in college, like, I'm like the happiest drunk, I'm like, bounced around, wanted to talk to everybody, so, when I get around people that aren't like that, I'm like, so. But other than that, we have a really good relationship, we hunt together, we camp together.
Okay.
When we
You guys do
met-
a lot of things together.
We do, and when we reconnected after high school and all that and other relationships, we were 30 and we were ready for kids and ready for marriage, and it took him a little bit longer to.
But you guys
I married. Well, we had the wedding and then we forgot the marriage license. Well, his uncle who married us forgot the wedding, like, marriage license. And when we were on our honeymoon, we just came back and,
Never did.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then there was that whole prenup thing, and I'm like, let's just, that's not. But,
Well, we've talked to the doctors down in DC. Hannah's not doing good. Okay? Whatever happened to her happened this morning.
oh my God.
It's not from the fall from yesterday. She has a severe brain bleed.
Oh my God.
So what we need is the truth from you.
That, yeah, that
Because
is
we
just like
need to
spirit of
know
God.
how this happened, that way we can treat her.
I'm absolutely telling you the truth. Oh my
Because the
God.
way it's looking right now is that this happened at your house, because we need to find out, we need the
I
truth.
swear to God, I'm telling you the exact
So
truth. We walked in the
From
house
what the doctor's
and
saying,
she fell.
she did not walk, she did not talk with this type of injury. None of that could
She
possible.
did, I promise you she did. We walked right in the house.
Who's we?
Me and her. Me and her. She walked in herself. Walked in herself.
They're saying that's not possible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He watched her walk in.
With the injury, there's no way that she could have walked. So, like you said, we're gonna be straight up with you.
I'm straight up with you. I'm dead serious.
This is,
No, she walked right in my house.
okay.
And within 30 seconds, I swear I'm not lying. I would never hurt a kid in my life. My kids don't even get spanked.
Okay, so if you wouldn't, who would?
I don't know.
Okay, I believe you're not being honest with us, and you need to come clean with it. Because you're gonna be a part of this, do you understand me?
Yeah.
Okay, as one mother to another, you can't joke around about this, you can't hide behind it. You need to come ahead of us and tell us what's going on and what you know.
I don't know anything that goes on over there, but then I know she's mischievous.
Okay, what happened this morning?
No, nothing at my house. Nothing at my house. And I swear to God,
What did he say to you?
I said, oh, her bruise looks better. And he said, yeah, because actually I put vapor rub on her.
Yeah.
Trying to make it cool down. And I Googled how to make a bruise look better.
We're talking about something that happened today, okay?
Yeah,
And
nothing
she's
happened.
probably not gonna make it.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, I'm not.
We're not. So this is gonna be a homicide.
We need to find out what's going on.
Oh my God.
What did he say to you this morning?
God, I'm even trying to remember what we even said this morning. I said it's snowing again.
How did he act?
Normal. my daughter's life. She walked into the house and nothing was abnormal whatsoever. Not one thing. Not one thing. Holy fuck.
You need to help us out.
I don't know what else to say.
I just need you to, I need you to think. I need you just to, if you need a minute, collect your thoughts. I need you to try to think.
Nothing. She ate fine last night. I was getting ready to get her a donut. She asked for a donut. I'm not lying about that. I am dead serious. She turned around and looked at me and said, "Buddy, can I have a donut and couch?"
What'd Jason do when he brought her in? Did he even come in the house?
No.
Okay, so tell me where he was at and what he did.
So when he walked in, he sat her down.
Walked in where?
The garage. The garage.
Okay.
The garage. Sat her down, handed me the blanket. And I think I said, "Oh, her face looks a little bit better." Or "Her face looks good, it looked like it was too bad." And he said, "Yeah," he said, "I think your vapor rub worked," or something like that. And then we walked in the house. She wanted another kiss. She asked him for double kisses and another hug. And we walked in the house. I opened the door to the back room, and she walked in front of me.
Okay. She walked in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And then where did you go?
Right behind her. I was like standing right behind her, and I put my phone on the. She took my leg off.
Okay. And then what happened?
She turned around, looked at me, like just kind of like up at me and said, "Buddy, can I have donut and couch?" And started to take her jacket off and fell.
And when she fell, did she fall out of the door into the
No,
garage? Or did she fall?
No, the floor.
Okay. So she fell onto the carpet, you're saying?
Yeah.
And at that time, it was just you and who?
Me and her and Vivian was standing in the kitchen,
Okay.
waiting for Hannah to walk in.
And nobody else was in the house?
No.
Who'd you call first?
Jason. And I said, "Jason, there's something wrong. She collapsed. She like passed out." I said, "I'm going to call 911. I said, because he was at the barn loading the truck up.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You need to come back up." I mean, I was screaming. I wasn't calm.
And did your boyfriend come back up with them?
Like a few minutes later, yeah, everybody was up. Yeah, my father-in-law, my mother, everybody came
Yeah.
up.
All right, hang tight.
We'll be right back, okay?
Oh my God.
Yeah, hold on a second.
So, I know, like you were saying, that you and him have a good relationship. It's like really, really good a lot of the time,
Yeah,
but sometimes it's not.
yeah.
The one thing that I need you to understand completely, okay, is if you're in an abusive relationship, there's always help for you, okay? And you may not feel like there's anywhere you can go. or anybody that you can talk to that would even listen to you. I don't know if threats have ever been made to you, or if he's ever told you, you know what, if you say anything, you know, I'll make sure you pay, or this and that, if you're in fear for your safety.
I'm not. I'm honestly not. I would definitely tell you that if I, no, TJ and I have a really good relationship. If I've ever hurt by him, it's his mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like saying hurtful things. But.
So he's never physically put his hands on you?
No, no,
Okay.
no, never.
Okay.
No.
Now what about the kids?
No, no, he's hardly ever there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the fun guy. I'm the one that's mean, you know, I'm the bad guy.
Right.
I'm the one that's there all day.
Okay.
He gets home and it's fun time.
Now, you said that you know that she's mischievous, Hannah, and that when she's at home with her dad, that he's very busy and he doesn't get to pay attention.
Yeah.
What do you know? What have you seen? What do you know that goes on there?
Well, they're outside. I mean, she's outside a lot. Honestly, he's not home a lot. I don't really know where he goes or what he does.
He takes her with him? Okay.
Yeah, he's not home a lot.
Yeah.
But when they are, it's usually they're usually outside.
Yeah. So you also told us earlier that when she's roughhousing, she's doing this with who?
It's usually Rachel, because Caitlin's older and she's...
And Rachel too?
I think that she's the one.
And that's her sister? It's Jason's daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's her half.
Okay. So they like to play on the trampoline, jump back and forth, and you said that you've seen, what's her name? Where you said Rachel?
Rachel's the middle one.
Okay, so Rachel, you've seen her actually like push Hannah down
Oh yeah, they
on
were
the trampoline?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't remember if it was you or Jason telling me that you've seen her actually fall off the trampoline and,
She has.
yeah,
I don't know that I said that, but she has.
maybe Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. Has Jason ever said anything to you about disciplining Hannah?
No.
Never spoke to you about it, or like what his expectations are?
No, all he said is that when she does get hurt, she doesn't say anything because she's afraid she's going to get in trouble because she's not doing something she's supposed to do. Or she's doing something she knows she's not supposed to do.
Does he elaborate, like what kind of trouble?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Jason get angry? Have you ever seen him go off about anything in general, just anything?
He's got a temper.
Does he? So what can you tell me about his temper? What have you seen?
It's not seen, it's like what we've talked about, like...
You're trying to help him?
Yeah, like he'll talk about like getting a tip like on the job site or something. So they don't want to talk to me like that, like, you know what I mean? He's a guy, I don't know.
Guys usually talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, has he ever, like, been physical? Like, you see him throw things, you see him, you know, outburst, anything like that?
Not really.
No?
Not that I can think of.
Have you ever seen TJ get so mad when he comes home from work, where he's like so angry he wants to fight, or
No.
outbursts or anything
No.
like that? No?
No. He's a big softer on his kids for sure.
Do those two get along well?
Who?
TJ and Jason?
Yeah. Oh,
They
yeah.
have a good relationship?
Yeah.
You've known TJ since high school. You just met Jason when you
Yeah.
moved in about a year ago?
Yeah, almost a year.
Okay.
It's a little under a year.
Right. Okay. All right, dear. I'll be right back. I'm going to see what they want to do, and I'll be right back. Okay. Do you need anything?
No, I just want this to honor to be better.
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like in shock.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'll be right back, okay?
Got you hamburger here. You want something to drink?
No.
You sure?
I'm ready to throw up. This is Sergeant Whitlock. Nice to meet you.
Well, I know you feel like you want to throw up. This is terrible.
This is awful.
Yeah.
I just had a miscarriage 2 weeks ago, and I thought that was the worst thing I've been through.
You understand there's a difference between law enforcement and doctors. So when we talk to people, we do not have any medical background,
Yeah.
nor do we pretend to be.
Right.
Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which is world renowned, is the best. If I have a young child, that's where they're going, sure. So I'm going to be very matter of fact with you. And I want you to be a matter of fact with me. And if you're sitting here telling the truth, that's great. But if you're sitting here and you're covering and you know things, then watch. Listen to the words I'm going to tell you. You will be fucked.
Yes.
Because this is the only spot that you're going to get a chance to cooperate. Because once we're done, and if you don't let it out, then that's on you. There'll be no hands reached out to you.
Yeah.
So the things I know for a fact, are these doctors who have a lot more knowledge than, as you said, any of us. Say this. This baby was beat. Listen to me. These bruises that are all on its chest has made the doctors nauseous. That the swelling on the brain was from a beating. That her retinal, being her eye, is totally, it's just from the beating. And people try to, and when I'm not saying this directed at you, but people in general want to make excuses of fell over a train and hit her head, fell over in the driveway and caused bruises.
That was preschool driving.
Right. So, when you have doctors telling you this child was beat, this is abuse, they just pulled the plug on this child. This child is dead.
Oh my God.
So we can't get any more serious than where we're at, Lindsay.
No, we can't.
That's what I'm saying. So they look at a scan that's taken at Fort.
Correct.
They look at a scan that's taken 35 minutes later when she's rushed into Cincinnati Children's and she's immediately rushed into surgery, okay? And they're able to say with 100% professional opinion that this child, this proximity to when this all occurred, the beating that took place on her head was absolutely in a time frame of the time she was in your house to the time that had to be almost immediate prior to coming to your house. That there's absolutely no positive way that this child was sitting down, playing with blocks, having conversations, that it absolutely could not have happened. So,
She didn't play this morning, but she walked into my house. I will look you in the eye. I've never hurt a kid in my life. Wouldn't even hurt my kids. I don't spank. I don't believe in spanking.
have you ever seen TJ strike any of the kids?
No, he's not even around. He's hardly ever home. And when he gets
Was
home...
he there this morning and
No.
you're just covering your line?
No, he was at the barn. I swear, no, he left at 6:15 because Vivian got up with him. And
Is that the same thing that Jason's going to say when he's
I
here?
would think so, yeah, TJ was already at the barn. Yeah. So Vivian got up with TJ, Savannah was still asleep. He left, and we walked out into the kitchen. I started making coffee. Jason texted me and said, we're heading over, which is what he does every morning for the most part.
Okay.
I walked, because he always comes around the back, so I walked out into the garage. He sat her down, well, not sat her, but she was standing up, and gave her a kiss bye and said, "Daddy, be back." And she wanted double kisses and asked for another one. She walked in front of me, walked into the house. I set my phone down. She literally looked up at me and said, "Buddy, can I have a donut and couch?" Because she didn't want to go back to bed. Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. And she just fell. She was taking off her jacket and just fell.
Do you know if we just go off of what you've said right now, you put yourself right in the bullseye?
No, wow.
Because you were the last one to see her.
They're saying that this is so close. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit and testify to somebody if we charge somebody. She's not going to. Detective Sprague's not going to. It's going to be doctors. And it's going to go off of, this is not an accident. This child has been beaten. And that's going to be the cause of death. And this is going to be a homicide. And they're going to go with, I guess, circumstantial evidence. And you put yourself right there in the mix. Because you're going to have doctors saying there's absolutely no way this baby's walking and talking and having a conversation. And I absolutely don't want you to lie for no reason whatsoever. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
So I don't want you to say something just for me to get off of you is where I'm going.
Okay, yeah.
Because
I don't.
but you need to worry about you right now.
I am worried.
If you know, or think you know, or have an idea about something, you need to get out in front of it. This is a homicide. This baby didn't fall and hit her head.
Yeah, that's where I was. There's no way that she just fell and hurt herself, and it's this bad.
So we're in agreement with that.
Yeah.
You wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yes.
Then tell me, if you was to just to reach out and take a guess, tell me what's happened.
I'm sure she did something bad and got in trouble. She's a little mischievous.
So tell me what, is Jason capable of this? Does he have a temper? Have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen him hit the kids?
No, I haven't. But I have not known him long enough to know that, and I don't feel I've never even been in his house.
Have you ever seen bruises on her?
Yeah, she's very soft, right?
You consider that, I mean, she's a typical
She's
kid.
a height, and she's very, very, she's
Okay.
very, very.
Have you ever seen any bruises that you looked at and went,
Yeah.
where?
God, just a.
I'm concerned with her head.
Yeah.
Have you seen bruises on her head? Look at me, please. I need to get a good feel for you.
Yes.
Where at on her head?
On the back.
Okay, have you ever asked her about those bruises on her head?
No.
Why not? And I'm not trying to belittle you.
No,
but
I
just-
know.
So,
I know. I feel like I haven't tried enough.
well, just, I mean,
I don't know that I've asked her, but I'll say, "Oh, did you fall? Did you jump off the couch again?" Because she jumps off the couch a lot.
do you know if there's carpet over there at the house?
I've never been in there. Never been in
Is
there.
this the only child he has?
He has two older ones, but they live with their mom during the week.
When you say he has a temper, I'm listening.
I've never seen it, but like when we talk about like things that go on the job site or whatever, if the guys get into a fight, like we're friends, he and I are friends. And we gripe to each other about like the drama of like the company there or whatever. And I tend to get mad about people flying in and out with me, having kids playing in the yard, and we talk about that. And I'll kill somebody if they hurt my kid. Or like the other day, he got into a fight, I guess, with one of the guys on the job site, and he's like, "You don't want to do that to me," you know what I mean, just stuff like that. But he's even said I have a temper.
Where else have you seen bruises on her that's you looked at and
Like her arms or I don't just
Have you ever-
specifically where on her arms.
Like with the handprints?
Yeah, maybe
and grab?
I just thought maybe she bruised easily. My dad bruises really
Maybe
easily.
she did. I don't know.
Dad always has bruises.
I just know she's been beat, and that's the cause of her death today.
I would never hurt a baby. Ever. Ever. I'm a teacher, my mom's a teacher. I would never hurt her.
Jason's telling us that she gets hurt a lot at your house, that she always comes home with bruises.
That's completely untrue. She comes to my house with bruises.
So who do we believe?
I know.
If you're not doing it, who is?
I mean,
You said that there was another child that was in the house that had a head injury? You said she had that's just now healing up or something?
oh, Vivian, she fell off that little bunk bed thing and just bumped her, and it wasn't just like bruise on her head.
So she did that on her own?
Yeah.
How old is she?
3.5. And then 2.5, we saw her wipe out.
How many kids you have?
I have 2 myself, and I just lost one.
How much does he pay you for babysitting?
$30 a day, 35, depending on how baby it's just depends. Like last night, I fed her
Is she
dinner.
typical 3-year-old to watch?
Yeah, she's more hyper than the other 3.
Hyper in what way?
Like just jumping up, I mean, she really does jump off things, and I mean, you might do too, but yeah. Yeah. She's more daring than mine.
Why don't you eat something? Let me
I
buy
can't
you.
eat.
Let me buy you a cup of coffee, water, pop.
Okay.
You understand we're trying to, we got to get everybody together. Here's one thing I've never done, and I've been doing this for a minute. I've never put innocent people in jail.
Yeah.
As long as so if you're absolutely sitting in here telling the truth,
I'm
then
definitely telling
then
you the truth.
you don't need to worry about that issue. But once again, as frank as I was before,
Yeah.
if you're sitting in here and you're lying about
No, I'm
something,
not one of them.
it's going to come out, and you're absolutely
If I'm one thing, it's not a liar, and I'm
Okay.
ready to choose. I've never been in trouble. I go to church. I mean, I don't.
Okay.
But you need to understand that you can also be in trouble if you're covering for somebody else.
I don't, right, I don't know anything
Okay.
other than what I told you. Like,
All right.
I don't know of anything that has happened that
That could help us out with this.
other than, I don't know what goes on over there, and it's gone a lot.
Is he a drinker?
No, no.
Do drugs?
He smokes pot.
Okay.
I feel awful. I don't want to I take care of her. And I am the one that takes care of her. She comes to my house a lot in dirty clothes, not a bath. I wash her clothes. I make sure she's taken care of. If that makes sense. I don't know. I think he's just busy and I don't know. Can't.
Well, here's one thing I'm going to tell you. If you're trying to, I don't know, play patty cake with the ideas that you don't want to look at him as a bad father, if you didn't kill her, he did. It's as simple as that. It's one or the other.
I didn't.
Well, then, I mean, if you got some things that you think you need to tell us about him, you need to be telling us. He's not going to get Father of the Year, because if you didn't kill her, he did.
I should have knew more. I wish I went over. I've never even been in that house.
I understand that.
I don't know anything about them other than what, I mean, he's hardly ever there. And when he is, they're inside her and Rachel are on the trampoline. Caitlin the older one comes over to do my hair when I have, stuff to do. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you say anything about him? When I worked with?
No. I don't think they're on the
What's the
same job.
relationship with Jason and TJ?
I mean, they like each other. There's not really much of one because there's like 8 different job sites, and TJ kind of like drifts through all of them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He oversees them all. I don't know that they're like, they don't really know each other. I mean,
Okay.
because, I mean, he lives next door, but
But they don't hang out?
no, he doesn't have time. He really doesn't know me.
All right.
He works a lot.
Okay.
He's always at that barn.
Hang tight for me, all right?
If you get hungry,
Sure.
all right? You want me to get you some water or anything? Anything to drink? What would you like? You just let me know, I'll get it for you.
I want to be alone. I want to be alone.
Give me a minute, I'll be back in.
Babies.
Okay?
Maybe I'll go home.
Yeah, here soon. But we just, what we are doing is,
Sure. I think there's been some things going on at the job. I think he got into big trouble the other day. For what? A trailer got hit and it could have killed somebody. He parked it on the hill. I think there's some stuff going on, like with him worried about losing his job or his house or whatever.
yeah. So you think he's got some aggression inside that he's building up, and he's upset over that?
If he did hurt me, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he had to a little bit.
So when did that happen with the trailer?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and that was the day you guys had her outside. When she fell down in the gravel, did you see bruises? Did you see any marks on her from evidence of her falling on the ground? Did you see anything when she got up?
Yeah, I'm sure he had like a bruise on her chin, I feel like.
Okay.
And I thought those little bruises were like falling in the gravel. Because I didn't.
Okay. So, how do you know about him parking that trailer there?
He told me about it.
What did he say?
He said I almost got fired today. And I said, what happened? He said, well, I parked the trailer on the hill at the job site, and when Tim backed up, he backed up too hard and hit it. And it went down the hill and I could have killed somebody.
Yeah.
I was in really big trouble. And I was afraid I was losing my house and my job. And
Sure. So, was everything done and dealt with on that day? Like you didn't have to worry about it anymore, or was he still concerned?
I think he was so concerned because as of like, what's today, Thursday, yesterday,
Yeah.
he was like, what did he say last night?
He got there at 5 last night, stayed at 7?
No.
Because that's what he
at
said.
6. No, he went at 6:50
Okay.
and she was still eating.
He said he was hanging out with TJ until that time, and then he picked her up and took her home at 7. He said he got off at 5 and he was there hanging out and he went out to the barn with TJ. And then,
Oh, yeah, they were unloading stuff last night.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
what were they unloading?
I have no idea.
Work related?
Yeah, down at the barn.
So, I can see why he'd be upset. I mean, that's his livelihood.
Yeah, and she's doing something she's not supposed to do.
Have you ever seen him interact with her when he's at your house?
Yeah.
And when she's like jumping all over, just doing her normal 3-year-old
Okay, yeah, she's laying there, Dad's talking with me or with the girl, and, yeah.
Anything else you can think of right now?
I was trying to make her chin look better yesterday.
Yeah.
When she fell on the ground, it kind of busted up her chin, and I think she bit her tongue
Oh.
when she did that.
Yeah.
She's still drawing.
That's what we're trying to figure out. That's what I said in every detail. Any information that you can give us. That's what's going to help. That's what we need to know. Because right now, much informed as to.
Oh, I know.
And I, like I
I
said,
wish I was.
right here, right now, this is where we can help you. You know what I mean? Help you figure it out, help us figure it out, but
I promise you I would never hurt baby, ever in my life. I mean, I just wouldn't, I wouldn't. Ever in my life.
I don't think that anybody intentionally thinks.
No,
I mean, some do, but
yeah, I mean, I know there are bad people in the world, but I know that he loves her.
So you've never heard, okay, your dad doesn't work with them, right?
No.
Have you ever heard anybody else talk about Jason's temper or anything?
No, I don't know. I mean, I don't know him.
Yeah.
Other than I watch his kid.
Right.
She hit me and was play all day.
Right. And that morning, he was in the car.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't walk over, you drove over?
Yeah, they drove over.
Okay, so he gets her out of the car, sat with a blanket on her?
Yeah, he always has a blanket over.
So he always said that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then he comes to the garage door, and that's where you meet him, you get the baby, and then he goes back to his car. He doesn't say anything? What does he say?
I mean, some of this time they don't about the letter because he works outside and they go, oh, well, it's coming later. Right. I don't know. Right. And then he'll give her his back, I'll be back.
And she asked him for help?
Yeah.
Let me go find something for him, I'll be back, okay? That way you'll leave me in here by yourself.
Yeah.
Judge, if we may approach briefly.
Where we are in the video, they have suggested, and Ms. Wilson, you guys have requested, so this is all working out real well. It is 2:22. I'm going to give you guys a 15-minute break, or a little bit more than that maybe. So leave your notepads, keep your lanyards on, remember your admonitions. We will start looking for you 20 till 3. Okay? Then we'll go. All right, about 20 till 3 or so, we will resume.